Funny and aloof start, and then welcome to Strange Famous, a live streaming show that's about to begin. We are so excited to showcase several local strange famous people who you may or may not know from the community. My name is Caroline Hutchison, and every Wednesday from 9:30 to 10:30, we'll be meeting you here live from the Soldierfit studios in Frederick with a goal to raise $22,000 by the end of the year. So join us. It's going to be epic. We're going to have a blast. So much fun going to be happening here. A huge thank you to all of our sponsors. C Inc., Safety Environmental Engineers. My Salon Suite of Frederick, Maryland. Interlock Broadheads, deadly by design. A&S Construction, holler at your roofing queen. Southern Coyote, custom game calls, ow! Heated hunts, heating up the woods. Voltage Wrestling for local badassery. Valley Guns 2 for all your firearms and archery goodies. And of course, Soldierfit for letting us use this amazing studio. Strange Famous is hosted by me, Caroline Hutchison, a social media influencer, a hunter, golfer, entrepreneur, and owner of Medina Media Productions. The show is also produced by Medina Media Productions and Venue Media in partnership with a 501c3 Platoon 22. And now, the moment you have all been waiting for, it's time to get crazy with Strange Famous. Woo! And now, our Marijuana Minute, brought to you by Sweet Buds Dispensary.
Welcome here again at Sweet Buds. We're in the waiting room today where you're going to sit and enjoy a couple of snacks, a beverage maybe, before your bud tender's going to come out. Let me give you a new strain this week. We got Amnesia OG. This is an Amnesia Haze crossed with a Biker Kush. This is going to be more of a sativa. We talked about an indica last weekend. This is going to be more uplifting. This is going to be something that you're going to maybe smoke during the day when you need to get stuff done. Very invigorating high. You're gonna have a head high. This is also gonna go down to your body eventually, but it's not gonna start out that way. As always, come by. We're right here in Frederick, right in Ballinger Creek, if you know where that area is. We can always order online. You can always get it picked up. We do not have a delivery service, but you can always stop by. mysweetbuds.com is our website.
Perfect. What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Strange Famous, coming to you live from Soldierfit headquarters right here in Frederick, Maryland. I don't know about you guys, but I am really excited that we switched this to a nighttime drinking game.
Well, I said earlier, I'm nerve-sighted, right? Nervous and excited, so nerve-sighted.
Well, I have a feeling that Avalon will be able to help us with our jitters tonight.
Plenty of juice.
Yes. So let me just say thank you so much for tuning in. We are having a good time already. We've been behind the scenes, getting warmed up, ready for you guys. Everybody's a little nervous because this is live and we're going to have some fun. So I brought my girls here tonight. Avalon.
Hello.
She is the Unicorn Whiskey Fairy, y'all.
That's me.
It
Unicorn
is
Squad.
legit. She is the queen of whiskey. We've got the roofing queen here tonight.
Yes, we
over
do.
here waiting to come on in a few minutes. And my boy Jeff, the only guy here tonight, he's in trouble. I have a feeling he's going to be in trouble, and we're going to be drinking, so anything could happen.
He'll be fine.
Might be playing spin the bottle here.
He'll be good to go. A little bit.
So Avalon is going to go through some of the most amazing products that they make over at Catoctin Creek. They have, I don't even know, how many things do you make there?
So we make 3 different types of rye. That's our core stuff, and then we do brandy as well, and then gin. So those are our main ones. And then we
Power
have
players.
Yes, yeah. And then we have yearly releases that we do that I'll be talking about as we go down the line of whiskey. So you guys want to start with
I
some?
think we should definitely start with some whiskey.
I will not
Alright.
deny.
Yeah.
So
You got an
deny.
Uber, right? So.
Oh, absolutely. always
Hey.
practice drinking safely.
yes,
Hey,
yes, that is the
lessons
most
learned.
important thing. So very apropos of us being all women here, or the majority, sorry. We are a woman-owned company out of Percival, Virginia. So Becky is our owner and distiller. So chemical engineer turned distiller. Like to say we give a little credit to her husband, Scott. He was the reason why this is a thing. He got real drunk in Ireland with Becky and had the epiphany moment, realizing that as a chemical engineer, she was a scientist and she could make whiskey. He hated his job in tech and was like,
Is that not the most badass story ever?
No, you can swear all you
right
want.
out of the bat.
That's
Right
totally
out of the
fine.
bat, Rachel.
That's totally
Right out of the
fine.
cage. All right.
So what are we doing first?
So this is our Roundstone Rye. So it's our flagship. It's our 80 proof. So we do 80, 92, and cask proof. Essentially, everything starts off at cask proof, and we'll get there. You just don't want to blow out your palate because it's higher in proof. You might not be able to taste everything as you go if you start there. So the 80 is what Becky refers to as the porch sipper. Very easy drinking rye, kind of like the bourbon drinker's rye.
Okay.
So yeah, part of the reason why we decided to do rye, because they were like, all right, fine, we're gonna open up a distillery. What kind of whiskey do we want to do? So to stay historically accurate to the area, they were like, well, rye. Most people don't realize rye was America's first whiskey. As much as Kentucky would like us to think it was bourbon, it was actually rye, and it started in Virginia.
Very interesting.
And you know what I learned today is that Catoctin Creek was the first distillery to open in Virginia after the Prohibition.
In Loudoun County.
In
So it
Loudoun
was the first
County.
one in Loudoun County
Loudoun
since
County.
Prohibition.
Okay.
So
Now,
yeah,
how far are you outside of Leesburg?
about 20 minutes west.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and
Just
about
for-
40 minutes from Frederick.
Okay. Now, how far are you from DC?
About an hour,
Okay. Solid hour.
depending
it's worth the
on
trip.
traffic.
Worth the
That's
trip.
always the most important.
It's so worth the trip because they have like all of everything there. You can see everything. You can see where they
And the
bottle
scenery.
everything. All of it. It's crazy.
Scene, that
So
environment.
our distillery
We
and
doing this?
tasting room. Oh, we're
I
way
already
ahead of
drank
it.
mine.
So yeah, our distillery and tasting room used to be an old Buick dealership. So we have since converted it into the distillery, and then on the other side is the tasting room. One of the coolest stories about when they first got the building, or at least I think it is. So initially, the wall that separates the distillery and the tasting room was covered with like sheetrock or something. And so Scott, he's like, I want to help with demolition and stuff. And so he's like, all right, I'm going to take my sledgehammer and start knocking down some walls. So he did, and one of the first, slings of the hammer, he noticed that there was glass behind the wall. He's like, why is there glass
going
here?
on here?
And realized that there was original glass from when the dealership had opened.
How astounding.
That they covered up, which is crazy. Like,
Did,
why
were they
would
able
you?
to, did you save it?
Oh yeah. So there's two, I want to say, like 8 pane windows, so all original glass. And then there's the original double door from when they would bring the car into, I guess, the workshop, and then the showroom is our now tasting room. So that it's all still there. So we definitely showcase
Perfect
that.
little palette to kind of cultivate your own.
Yeah, and so
So
like for
cool.
events, we'll open it up and people can kind of walk
So
through.
that was going to be one of my questions. Do you hold events? Is that
Yes.
something, are there weddings or what type of
We do a lot of
events?
like rehearsal dinners. We do dinners with local chefs in the area. So Patamac Farms, Magnolia at the Mill.
Okay,
I want to say
okay.
there's a couple other ones, so all local chefs. I know Eric Fox is one that was Magnolia's. Now he is mobile for Polished Fox. And then I can't remember who the chef is.
But
for
that's
the other
awesome. So
place.
you
But yeah,
have-
they're all lovely and they do a great job.
And you have third-party people come in, and it's kind of a support.
Yes.
scratching
Oh yeah,
off
we're all about
situation.
supporting the local and just
And
like
it switches it up as well, which is
and,
nice.
and with the distillery itself, like we try to reuse and repurpose as much as we can. Hence our gin, which I'll get into as we
The
go
building
down.
is just cool in general, though. Like
Yeah.
the
I
bar
might
is a
have to
piece
see
of
it.
artwork in itself.
It's
Like,
yeah,
the
it's a
bar is like
retro vintage like U-shaped
So cool.
bar.
Hitting me in the heart.
It's beautiful.
It's really cool. All right. So what else are we drinking?
All right, so this one is my personal favorite. So this is
I
our
have to start. It's already starting, and it's not even tequila.
so this one's our 92 proof.
Okay.
And it's my personal favorite. It's what we at the distillery refer to as our shift drink. So during the pandemic, when instead of letting us go, I got very lucky. Catoctin is by far one of the most amazing companies I've ever worked for. They take care of us. So instead of letting us go or furloughing us, they sent me and John Shope, who is the Virginia rep, into the distillery to essentially be the highest paid bottlers in the history of Catoctin.
Fantastic.
So we still got our
But that's
salary.
adapting, right? Just like in our industry,
Yeah.
it's adapting.
And they, again, want to make sure to take care of us. And, you know, it was an amazing experience. I will say it did get old bottling. So if you've ever worked in the restaurant industries, just imagine rolling silverware for 8 hours a day for 6 months. You get over it very quickly.
Yeah.
But we had plenty of whiskey to pass the time. Plenty of whiskey. So the difference between these two is I'll pull this one up because that's going to be the last one. So the difference between them is going to be the proof and the barrel selection. So it's all single barrel. So it goes barrel to barrel. So we're not blending anything. So it's all 100% rye. And because it's single barrel, each barrel is going to change a little bit. So what we're looking to do specifically in these two is to showcase those barrels that really stand out to us. So the 80 and the cask proof are going to be either Virginia or Minnesota oak. As much as we would love to use
You're talking about the wood material that the barrel is made of.
Yeah.
And so that plays how much of a significance into
the flavor.
Yeah.
So there's certain notes, like specifically with the Virginia oak, you're going to get more fruit flavors, so that's the 92. It's actually 100% Virginia oak. So that's one that we have now. And so you're going to get a little extra oomph of spice because it is rye. And then a nice balance of stone fruit, like plum, dark cherry, and vanilla.
Umph and bounce, I'm down. Let's go.
So yeah, like I said, our shift drink is a little shifty.
Yeah, that had a little bit more of a bend.
Yeah, it's a nice
A
little
little
warmth.
bit more masculine there.
A little kick it there.
Yeah.
Gives
are
you
fine.
a little grit.
Like a
that's awesome.
cigar. A cigar would be nice with that.
Oh, wait
wouldn't
till
know,
you get
but
to the
yes,
cask proof.
yes.
That one's just, it's super chewy. So yeah, like I was saying, the difference between them is the proof and the barrel. So the 80 is the cask proof is Virginia or Minnesota, same as the 80. Again, as much as we would love to use all Virginia oak, since we're based out of Virginia, at this point, we are now in 28 states and 6 countries.
Phenomenal.
And there's also another 60 distilleries in Virginia.
Wow.
So
yeah.
the cooperages, which are the places that make the barrels, they send us what we can get, because otherwise we just completely dry them out, just with us by ourselves. So
And
we
if you
do a nice
see,
little
they
balance.
just have like the space is small, but it's just like everywhere you look, there's just barrels of stuff, and stuff aging, stuff being bottled. It's just like crazy. I went there during a bottling event, and they actually did like a corporate outing. So the company brought their employees there, and they all got to bottle. So they were all bottling the stuff and putting their own signatures on it, they bottled
That's
it.
a great idea.
It was
so
really
so
cool.
corporate events too. So not just the weddings and the privates and the dinners, but something an employee team building.
Yeah, so we have a private barrel program. So it goes, the majority of the private barrels that we do are for like bars and restaurants, like all over the country. But we will have some companies that are like, we have a lot of money. We'll buy a barrel for $5,000 or whatever it is, and just have it as a barrel pick for the staff. For like,
That's
those
phenomenal.
big companies.
So you also ship out to establishments, to restaurants and bars.
That's my main job. So I cover DC, Maryland, and Delaware, and I sell Catoctin into bars and restaurants and liquor stores. So we just finished doing a barrel for the Vantaggio brothers out in MGM. We did one for Dirty Habit, Kick-Axe. If you haven't been to Kick-Axe, it is amazing. They're in DC. It's an axe throwing
I love
bar.
doing those. It's so much fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Yes.
And they just expanded. They have a patio now.
All these places I have to go.
I'll make you a list.
Just need to
I'll
do a
give
bus, you know.
Just follow her on Instagram.
Yeah.
Follow her on Instagram.
I do a lot of events. I'm actually going to be at the Passenger tomorrow doing a tasting event in my unicorn onesie.
Oh yeah.
Find me at the events. I thought about wearing it today, and I was like,
We'll take it down a notch.
I also forgot that it was televised, which it would have been fun to be in my onesie and then just go straight back home and go to sleep.
I need a onesie. I need a house
I got
onesie.
plenty. I can help you out.
I mean, I'll
send
take
you-
one.
Well,
All right, we're doing this.
So this is our cask proof. So I will say, take a little sip first, since it's about 116 proof.
Oh,
Yes. So you want to pace yourself
that
a little
burns
bit.
different.
I need to have a talk with myself prior to.
It's making my mouth water.
So the best thing to do, because, okay, so it's alcohol, right? And the first sip is going to kind of trick you a little bit because alcohol is technically poison. And your body is a good indicator of like what you should ingest and put in your body. And you're going to get those, I don't know if I can drink it, but you want to get your taste buds a little drunk. Not your body.
We have
but
to
your
mask them. You don't know what's happening, taste buds, tongue.
You just have to talk to your taste buds and tell them, I'm the boss.
Exactly.
I know
So-
what's better for you. This
And
is
then maybe
what we're
like
doing.
put your tongue to the roof of your mouth and kind of like whoosh it around a little bit.
How do I describe this? Because it's not overbearing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not pungent, I don't think would be the right word, but it has a, and there it goes, I feel it all.
It hits.
You can feel
It's
it
that
like
nice,
go
it
all
hugs
the way
you.
down
It's
into
almost a
your
little bit of a
soul.
numbing agent to a degree. Maybe that's my tongue having a party. I don't know.
It could be, yeah. I mean, again, it's alcohol, so you just kind of the first couple of sips, kind of help, acclimate
Call
the
that
palate,
the
and then
Panty dropper.
yes. So yeah, the cask proof 1 out of every 70 barrels ends up getting selected for this.
Wow.
And then so everything
What a
is
strategic process.
we
I
taste
had no
everything.
idea.
Yep, we taste it all across the board. It's not like
So
we have
how
like a
much
dart
is
in the
that?
warehouse.
How much does a bottle of that cost?
The 80 usually retails anywhere between like 75, 80 a bottle. And then the 92 is usually around like 55, 56, 57. And then the 80 goes, let's see, it could be like 34 to
Okay, so that's the little
$39.99.
sister and the middle child. Okay,
And that's
I
my
gotcha.
market of DC, Maryland, and Delaware.
Okay. Now, what's the favored? What sells the most? What's the most popular?
The 80 is our flagship, so that one definitely sells the most, but the 92 is definitely making a little jump. I found after
the
the
middle child.
pandemic, everybody's tolerance has gone up a little
I
bit.
like that one the most.
Yeah.
I think
It's the most accessible. It's like the nice
has a
little happy
nice
medium.
flavor,
Yeah.
but it's also not too overpowering where you can't drink it. Like I could just drink that.
It's enjoyable. It's not like, oh, I gotta take, it really is.
So I want to take a minute to talk about Rachel real quick here. All right, because we're gonna have to get our next guest on the air.
Sorry, let's do this.
All right,
I'm
so,
ready.
Rachel Smith,
That is I.
Smith Partner Real Estate.
Smith Partners with Remax
So-
Realty Plus.
Yeah. So we've been doing stuff together for a little while now.
We have been.
Yeah.
You are my media master, the queen of all things, getting Rachel to A, calm down, B, get on video, then you do all the editing and producing and get it all up, and you're just
We've
my
just been having
media
fun
queen.
doing stuff though.
It's so much fun. You
like
make
we've
it
been
so
doing. We did a
much
video
fun.
with Sandra.
We did.
We've been doing the partner picks.
Our
which
Smith
are
Partner
my
Picks,
favorite.
which
Those are
we
the best. Mm-hmm.
highlight local businesses that right now we're in Mount Airy and we're in Westminster and Fredericks to come. I'm excited about that.
Yes.
Just highlighting local businesses, really, that's my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest.
You know, Rachel, you're hilarious because you're like, I'm so nervous about coming on here. I don't know what I'm gonna do, and then you're like, I am the life of the party.
Right?
Put me
I'm
on
like,
camera,
where's
and I'm
the
good to
editing?
go.
You
Rachel,
know?
so what's funny about Rachel and I is that I Instagram stalked her. Rachel, scoot in here a little bit.
Sorry,
Get-
I'm
get-
chilling back here.
Get over here, sugar. So, Rachel, I kind of found her on Instagram and I was like, oh my gosh, this girl is amazing. Like, she had these, like, super fun videos. And I hit her up on Instagram and I'm like, girl, we live in Mount Airy, can we get coffee? And we sat down and had coffee and I was
We
like,
did. We had a bonding
had this
boss
moment of like girl power. We want to help each other, and so,
I'm so glad
That's
it
awesome.
happened.
You gotta
Yes.
love the women supporting women.
Yeah.
I love it.
Because there's a lot of, like,
And
even
you
in
and I
this
were the
social
same
climate,
way,
like,
like,
you know, you'd be
yes.
surprised how many women were like, no, it's my, and like, it's all of our time.
Yeah.
Let it all happen.
Have fun with it.
Yes.
You know.
But you know
I
what?
mean?
Even
Lift
with
each other
that,
up.
you just have to take a moment and be like, you know what? They might be going through something, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But let's take that energy, whether it's negative or what have you, and cultivate it into something that we can leverage and use to move forward,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So if you're what do they say? Any publicity is good publicity type
Girl,
of situation.
when you're
Absolutely.
on top,
So-
it's easy to be the topic.
You just
know what
take
I
it and
mean?
roll with it.
You just gotta go with the flow, let the energy happen. You know what? That man-eater video you did.
Oh yeah.
Oh, fire.
So I like to
just
do for
Google,
my listings.
Google Rachel Smith
Yeah, so
man-eater.
I like
Just
to do little
Google
music
it.
videos for
Google
my
it.
listing, and I like to be in them, right? So that was 8618 Jones Mill Road in Chevy Chase. I did a little whatever. And that was
Power.
fun. Had to cross the main road in traffic. Yeah.
That's
awesome.
So you basically have
little
like these
music
great
videos for a listing.
the spaces
Amazing.
that we would all love
listings.
to live in, but probably can't afford.
Like
And you're like, I
dream.
get to make
no,
music
I
videos.
do it all. I mean, from
You live in all of them?
no, I don't live in them. I kind of do sometimes. You know, the amount of time that I spend in some of these properties. But no, I mean, just it's a vast array of different videos. But I think that that's what's important, no matter what you're showcasing or advertising, that you are getting the visibility, right? That you're showing people. And now in this era, right? I like to call it the TikTok era, even though I'm pushing 40. Everything is instant gratification. So your audience, you got 2 seconds to get that engagement. And if you're not getting it, then it is what it is. But that makes the videos all the more important because it's the movement, it's the exposure,
And you're
it's
not afraid
fun,
to stand out.
right?
That's
And
what makes you
adds to that
stand
passion.
out.
When
It's
you're
like
passionate about something,
Oh yeah.
you can feel your energy when you do a video.
that's just you.
And I
cheering
love that.
on. You just put that magic
Girl,
wand.
I'm your
over
biggest
my-
cheerleader. You know that.
Love it.
One of these days I'll end up doing some videos of me in my unicorn attire.
Please do.
I was telling, we were talking about earlier, I was like, if I only had time, because I have events that I do like basically Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in either mainly like DC or Baltimore area. And then I'm exhausted. I was like, oh.
It's a lot because you're
gotta
consistently
grind.
engaging with people as well. So it's a lot. It's a lot, but
Building a brand,
gotta
it
keep
takes
going,
a lot of
man.
work. But you
Gotta
guys
keep
are
going.
doing it.
Doing my best.
Well, if you guys need a real estate agent in Mount Airy, Frederick, Carroll County,
Maryland and
Montgomery
Pennsylvania.
County,
Yep, we're licensed
anywhere.
in Maryland, Pennsylvania, DC soon to come, Virginia. We're tossing up. But yeah, we are ready to rock and roll. We've been doing this. I've been doing this. I think 9 years now. So had experience prior to COVID market, and the market's changing. You guys will see that here shortly once the consumer data starts to hit your platforms. But the market is changing.
Yeah.
If you're picking up what I'm laying down, but still here to make it happen. So anything you guys
But
need?
follow Rachel to stay informed because she's always
Yeah,
posting.
and see
She
the fun
posts stuff
stuff.
every day about market changes, new listings,
Different stats.
and she
And
has
if you ever
tools
have
on her
questions
website
about
so-
your specific, yeah.
If you want to know what your house is worth, you can go on her website, put in your address, and figure out what it's, worth
instant.
right now.
You don't even
Instant.
need to like
Yeah.
fill out the crap so that we stalk you. It's just an instant. Hey, here you go.
Pretty cool.
I might need to chat with you because like my boyfriend and I have been like looking. I know he's got a real estate agent, but it never hurts to kind of like
Get some
look
more info.
around.
I
and
always say
see.
when it's meant to be, it will be, and it's all about what your specific needs are per client, right?
So I have an Airstream, and like my hope is to like we're
in
in a
love.
townhouse
I'm
now.
in love right now.
and
Airstream.
I haven't been able to spend as much time in
Follow
it as
her.
I would like.
Spectacular.
Because now I'm more central in Bel Air, Maryland, versus living in Percival, to where I was like, I'm just gonna pick up and go, and like.
I
this
tell
is
you
my
what,
home.
I mean, in real estate, it's an investment, right? They're not making any more of it. Just like any market, it's supply and demand. So when it makes sense, it makes sense. Now that we're seeing things change with the rate, there's always going to be a tit for a tat, right? So with the rates doing their little thing that they're doing, now we're going to start to see different loan products come back on the market versus conventional straight away, or you got to have cash. Now it's going to start to
Different
revert and
opportunities,
yeah.
different
We got the
situations.
USDA, and I'm not a lender, but there's all different kinds of loan products out there that you can leverage to get into a property.
I am
so
a
excited for
novice
that.
when it comes to real estate. Like he'll talk to me about it.
Oh,
I'm
I
like,
love it.
I don't know.
I'll sit there
any of
all
these things.
I'm just like
Hey.
looking at pictures. I'm like,
Oh no!
Oh, yeah,
Houses
I'm
are just a catalyst. Really, real estate has nothing to do with houses. I'll be honest. It's about the relationships and the knowledge base and the connections and making sure that your client doesn't get sued, making sure that they're saving money, making sure that they're making money if they're the seller. Houses again are just a
I was
catalyst.
gonna say it's the same thing until
Yeah,
you were like
it
sued. I was
really,
like,
really
nobody's
is.
gonna sue anybody over drinking. Well, I hope nobody's
Well.
gonna sue anybody over drinking whiskey. But
What's your
the
insurance policy?
relationship, the relationships being in sales, like we're both in sales. I sell Catoctin, you sell houses.
Yep.
And it's all just making sure that people like you.
So moments and memories.
Yeah. And
go.
you might not have like
Unless you're my investor, then
yeah, as
you
much
don't
as
care
I would
about
love, like I think Catoctin is the best whiskey out there.
I got to tell you, I'm highly impressed.
Thank you.
Do you have any for sale right now?
I don't, but I can
I
definitely.
will order. Is that something that you can order online?
So yeah, well,
There you go.
Yes and no. So in Virginia, during the pandemic, they opened up bottle sales for Virginia only because it's a controlled state, so they love their money. So they're going to keep it internal. But we do have a way of sending product to, we have like a third party that we work with that we can send it. So you got to just check the website. And it's, oh God, I should remember this because we did a bunch of videos during the pandemic. It was CatacanCreekStore.com.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. Catoctin Creek
We'll put it in the
Store.
comments.
I was just going to say, there
Yeah.
can be some type of...
Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what the website is. But if you just go to the CatacanCreek.com, it'll give you all of the places that we're in and all of the products that we have for sale.
And I've seen your stuff in just about every store.
I'm doing my job.
I'm excited now. I'm going to start closing gifts.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, there you go.
If your
Buy or sell with me. Closing gifts.
if your
Catoctin
agency wants to
We'll
do
do
a
the big sister
barrel
one.
with us
That'd be fun.
and give those for closing gifts, that's always an option.
Does everybody see stars and angels flying around? Is that how this?
And you're in Maryland, so I would get credit for it. So that's yeah.
That's awesome. All right.
I love it.
We're going to take a break. And when we come back, Jeff from Low Memorials is going to be here. Thank you so much, Rachel, for coming.
Thank you.
in.
Thank you,
I love
guys.
And we'll be right back. See you in a minute.
Can I?
Have a business? Need help with your online messaging? Medina Media Productions is here to help you create content, produce videos, manage your online presence, and more. With monthly marketing packages starting at only $300, we can fit into any budget. Call me, Caroline, today. Let's talk about your content. 240-344-2440.
Hello, and welcome back to this week's Smith Partner Pick. Oh my goodness, I am elated to be in the Old Bank building right here on South Main Street in downtown Mount Airy with the owner of Liquidity Ale Works. This is Billy right here. We're going to get all the details as to what's coming. We are super excited. We've been watching this progress for, it's been how long since you've decided to set up shop?
Ray and I started talking about this back in March of last year.
Okay. So fairly quickly, actually, that plan came to fruition.
Yeah. At the time, we were talking about buying the building, and that didn't work out.
All right, so we maneuvered around that, and we're still going to bring the building back to life. So I think the whole town has just been watching in angst, ready to see what you guys are going to be doing, how you're going to be setting things up. I know it's always constantly changing when you're doing plans, but essentially, it's going to be an establishment that serves different types of brews. Give me an idea about what type of brews we can expect, maybe some food, what's happening there.
So we personally won't do any food.
Okay,
We do
okay.
have some deals with some other local restaurants here on Main Street. The whole idea is to be, as inclusive to the Mount Airy community.
Yep. Community exclusive, bringing in the small local businesses to support the town is what it's all about. And just to give you guys a little bit of insight, it will be Crying Johnny's and Lorienzo food being served here. So a little bit of expectations coming your way on that. We are excited. And different brews from local breweries that you're going to be showcasing?
We will work with local partners on some things, but it'll be primarily our own brewery.
Your own brewery. Okay, so give me an idea about the layout of how you planned right now currently, what you're thinking. Are we going to have tables here? Are we going to have live music? Are we going to have an outdoor area? What's the plan? Give me the details.
100% of all those things?
Yes! Yes! I think we just heard a collective scream from everybody, in case everyone was wondering. Yes, we're all very excited. I think the whole town's like, yes, in unison. All right, so where's the tables going to be?
So we'll be standing this is primary table space along this length here.
Okay.
Back in that corner where all that stuff stacked, that would be the stage.
So that's going to be the stage where live music's going to be playing. And now is that going to be something that we can expect on the weekends? Is that a Friday night thing? Are we going to give us an idea of hours and openings?
So in the beginning will definitely be Wednesday through Sunday.
Okay.
Wednesday, Thursday 3 to 8. Friday 3 to 9. Saturday 12 to 9. Sunday 12 to 8.
Okay. And are those hours set in stone, or that could fluctuate just depending on what happens and how things come to light?
It could fluctuate, although I think in the beginning it's
going to be set in stone. All right, so that's something you guys to start planning for, getting your babysitter's book now. Or is this also going to be something where, hey, bring the family, family restaurant. We'll have live music that's going to be fun to listen to.
This is a place for everybody. So
Wonderful.
We'll even have, soda and juice and stuff like that in the box you'll be able to get if you want to have something
Okay,
like that for
wonderful.
kids.
And then, of course, give me an idea about the outdoor setup.
So outdoor setup, you'll have both up on Main Street, right outside this window here.
Okay.
And then down behind where the drive-through is. Will also be.
Whoa, there's going to be two? There's two outdoor seating areas, guys. You're here first. I feel like I'm in the news, like I'm breaking news, But yeah, so two outdoor areas. Is this going to remain open? Are we going to see exposed brick? Do you have an idea about what they're going to decide to keep? And
Yeah, so pretty much everything is going to be exposed except for upstairs there will be a little bit different than it is.
Okay.
And these two sections here will be closed off for bathrooms.
Okay, so bathrooms will be here. Are we going to have seating upstairs?
Yes, seating upstairs.
All right, seating on the balcony,
open every day.
balcony area. Okay, all right. Now, is this also a place, a venue per se, that could be booked for special events? Is this something that you're...
Absolutely.
Okay, so special events in the future is something to think about. Now, nice to know that you are incorporating some of the old brick. Is there any other historic elements? Are we keeping the clock? Are we going to keep the front? We were just talking about these light ups. Give me an idea about what else we can expect to see from the historic aspect.
Absolutely. We want to keep the character of the building 100%.
I think we all do.
But the clock will come out. It used to be a window.
Okay.
Back in like 1914 or whatever, whenever the building was built, it used to be a window, and it'll be a window again.
Okay.
So more like it did in the beginning. Where we're sitting right now is an addition.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing different building elements here that kind of contradict the time frames into which something would originally be built. However, I think the way that you guys are going to blend it will be perfect. A perfect harmony between historic structures, modern finishes. Obviously, we've seen that you guys have done the appropriate things by getting down to the root of the structure, ensuring the structural integrity. You're making sure everything's healthy and safe, and then we're gonna just see the jazz of it. Can we get a chandelier? Are there gonna be any chandeliers anywhere? Maybe just, can we pretend? We'll photo edit. I think everybody knows I'm a chandelier person with the brick, but I think this will be wonderful.
I would love a chandelier.
I know. I mean, we can maybe work that out.
The whole idea, like I said earlier, was to be welcoming to everyone. So we're going to have a pretty wide gamut. We'll have, the IPAs that are super popular right now, especially those hazy New England IPAs.
Yep.
I personally love them. I know a lot of folks do. But we'll have everything from that to kettle sours to stouts and porters, and I just came up with a Schwarzbier recipe that I cannot wait to share with the world.
So you have a vast array of different selections coming.
I am technically the brewmaster, although we did hire a head brewer, somebody who's actually done professional brewing. I've only done it in the home brew setting.
Okay, so is your brewery going to be set up here? Is it off campus?
This will entirely be, the top is entirely tap room, but downstairs will be the brewery.
Okay, so downstairs is going to be the brewery.
So there are windows down there.
Okay.
And if you're eating out back, you'll probably be able to look in.
Oh, wow. So that whole vibe will be there.
But we'll do tours on Saturdays.
Okay, so tours will be available for Saturdays. And can we expect this place to be up and running and open?
I mean, if it were up to me, I'd just bring my home brew right here and we could all go, but it's not going to work out.
Laws.
I think optimistically is mid-July.
Okay, wow. All right, guys, so summer of 2022 into the fall, that'll be perfect. Are we going to have any type of fire pits or anything else? Any decor elements that you guys are thinking of incorporating?
There is a fire pit in the plan.
Fire pits in the plan. I don't think, does it get any better? Like, do you see this face? I'm elated. I'm just like, yes. We've got everything you can possibly want coming in, the design elements, the historic elements, the downtown elements, the brews, the food, the supporting of the local community venues and vendors. I think this is gonna be awesome. Outdoor seating, we're gonna see if we can get you a chandelier. We're gonna work on all of those things, but in the meantime, we're gonna let them get back to work and get busy. You guys stay tuned to find out more updates. We'll look at some plans, some different things that are coming, and some more announcements as we move into the summer. Bye.
Lowell Memorials offers handcrafted headstones, grave markers, monuments, and memorials. They also offer expert memorialization planning services and monument maintenance, repair and restoration services as well. Visit their showroom in downtown Frederick or contact them online today, lowellmemorials.com. They look forward to speaking to you about how they can meet your memorialization needs.
Guys, we're back. I'm here with my friend Jeff. This is going to be so much fun. So Jeff is here from Low Memorial, Memorials with an S, right?
Lao Memorials, yes.
Lao.
Lao like cow.
Memorial.
Lao Memorials,
Okay,
yes.
but Rock of Ages is a way cooler brand.
Yeah, it is.
It is, no doubt, and it's easier to say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They're our manufacturer.
They're your
That's where we get our
manufacturer.
granite from.
Okay,
yeah, it's not the
all right,
movie.
all right. It's not a rock band.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, there's so much that we could talk about, but first I would like to jump right into bicycling.
Oh, cycling, huh?
Yes.
Oh, no.
So I first saw Jeff like this zoom coming down the hill once in a while, right in front of my house. I used to live out on this hilly road, and I would see these bicyclers coming down the hill, and they would be going like, I don't even know, how fast do you get going down that hill?
About 50 miles an hour.
I mean, all I could
Yes.
think was, if you hit one of the deer that I feed right there in front of my yard.
So you're a cyclist?
He's a cyclist.
Yeah, well, I always
Yeah.
hoped that you had your bow out so that you could shoot it down before it got to me, but yeah.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
well, no, that never happened. Thank God. You never
No.
hit a deer with your bicycle, but you're a very avid bicycler.
I am. It is a good hobby. It's
Should I stop saying
Keeps you in
bicycle?
shape.
If you would have hit a deer, you would have known how to like repurpose it
Yeah.
and
I would have cooked
used
it
it
him.
for, you know,
I would have skinned
what
it
it-
and cooked it for you.
made some nice
Oh,
jerky
nice. Some
out of it, which
jerky
would be
on
good
the-
fuel
get it out
for
of the
you
back
as you're
pocket,
going.
yes.
So
Yeah.
we actually, I do have some Catoctin Creek cycling jerseys with me.
very nice.
Are you
No way.
serious?
I might be able to throw on your way.
That would be cool.
We love to cycle for alcohol or
Oh, well, I'm
bakeries.
surprised you haven't
Either
like been
one.
to the distillery because we're right on the WOND trail.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So
I
on
don't know if
that
you're just
note,
like racing, like
Maybe we
road
should
cycling.
try some more.
Yeah.
product, you
Well,
know?
I know Rock
I
of
don't know.
Ages is not like a band. I learned that earlier. And I was
Yes.
like, oh, it's like rock.
Yeah,
The
a
mineral.
granule, yes.
Not like
It's
rocking
not like
out.
rock. It's like rock.
So,
what are these?
speaking of rock, well, we have rock.
So many things going
Avalon,
on.
I
This
got
is
some
so expensive.
rocks, some granite. It's to keep your bourbon cold.
I was gonna say, is it a
You
whiskey
freeze
stone?
those, yes.
Oh, very nice. We need bigger glasses because it's not
Yeah,
gonna.
the
These
warning
are
is
awesome. Oh,
you don't
yeah.
want to drink it and let it hit your teeth.
Yeah.
It is-
Right,
it
yeah.
can
Or you
be,
could wear a
yeah,
tooth
yeah.
guard
Yeah.
while you're drinking. For the blondes out there.
Or a straw.
A
Which
straw would
I wouldn't
work,
recommend
yeah.
drinking whiskey with a straw, but if that's the best way to do it. So I like that yours are like a little puck.
These are
We
so
have
cool.
them. We have
Nice
puck
and
ones
cold,
like that
right?
at the distillery that have our logo on it, and I actually prefer ones like this because if you've seen like the whiskey stones, they give you like 3 or 4 in there. How many times? I don't know if you've ever used them, but using them and then trying to find them again after a little whiskey, and then the next day you're like, I have 1 stone, and it's not enough to keep my whiskey cold. So I was saying, speaking of rock, so this is our Guar collaboration for those of you who may know the band based out of Richmond, Virginia. So this is our
Such a cool bottle.
second release of
Let's put that
Guar.
up close
And they are
so
a
you
hard
guys can
rock
see this.
band.
Metal.
So,
Metal, hard
I don't know
rock,
if
yeah,
you can
okay.
see that, but this bottle is epic.
So this is the second release. So the first one had a different label, same juice inside. So it's a sugar maple cherry wood finish. So it's our same rye, just like the base rye, and then it's finished in sugar wood and sugar maple cherry wood. It's a very
You can
Cheers.
smell it.
absolutely delicious.
It smells kind of sweet.
I need to pour myself a little bit.
And what's the
The proof
The
on it is
ABV, yeah.
92 proof.
92?
Cheers.
So next year so each year we're releasing a different one. So the first year was the same sugar maple cherry wood, different label, same finish, just different barrels. and the label changed, and next year, so it's a yearly one, like I said, next year it's going to be a different finish. So I don't know.
why the connection with this band? Why did this happen?
So I'm glad you asked.
I'm excited to know why.
So Guar is based out of Richmond, Virginia. So please correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I understand, the band went to college in Richmond.
Okay.
They were art majors. They also were musicians, and they're like, let's make a really weird band, not take ourselves too seriously by calling ourselves.
So crazy.
Like, perfect example, one of the members is called Ballsack. That is
nice.
that's one of the, and it goes on. I wish I could list all of them. I am not a avid fan, but I'm fully aware of them. One of my favorite movies, Empire Records. For those of you who've seen it,
Empire Records.
there is a scene where Mark with a C is eating a brownie because movies like to depict weed as a psychedelic, and he starts like eating the brownie, and Guar is on the little TV at the record store, and then he just like becomes part of the band, and then they eat him. So for those who love Guar, it's like blood and just like phallic
Just
things all over
crazy
the place.
shit,
They're
everything.
aliens from a
Yes.
different world.
And you
who
guys
came
have
here.
like T-shirts at the store, like everything there. So yeah, you should go.
I
down.
should have.
gotta
I was
go.
wearing my
Yeah.
Guar shirt yesterday,
Awesome.
but today I figured I'd wear my unicorn squad to stay,
You are
relevant to
representing. I wore
unicorn whiskey
my
fairy.
unicorn bra.
Oh, all right. There we go.
so
You
there
should
we-
have just been topless the entire time.
Well,
And
We could probably get
I
some
could
more
do
live
that right
viewers.
now. I don't
a
know
little
if
bit
you
more
could.
whiskey.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Okay. On that note, so we're all gonna die. You know what I mean? Every single one of us. That's the
Man,
only
it's a
thing.
hard reality, isn't it?
It is true
Yeah.
though, right?
But do you believe it?
It's just-
I
it's
do.
the circle of
Eventually,
life.
we will all die, and I'm okay with thinking that I have a plan for like when I die, right? Like my brother's girlfriend's mom passed away last year, and it kind of got us all thinking, like, do we have a plan? Like, what are we gonna do? Like, do we want it to be all like this sudden thing that everybody's freaking out about, or would it
I
be
want mine to
cooler
be a
like,
celebration. Lots
yeah,
of
like have it
whiskey
all planned
flowing.
out and have like a party and have it like, so you guys do kind of a part of helping people take the kind of anxiety of the unknown of what's to come when someone passes, and
People
planning
can
it a little
build a
bit.
tribute to
Right.
their loved one. And yeah, I think a lot more people are thinking about that since COVID-19. We saw our sales go up tremendously.
I'm sure.
Just
Unfortunately.
because a lot of it was pre-planning, where people realized, hey, as you just
I could
noted,
die.
I am going to die. and
Eventually.
I
So
don't
do
want
you
to
have
leave
connections
this.
with like plots, or do you just do just the headstone?
Just the granite.
Okay.
We used to have a grave digging business, but we sold
Spooky.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. He was gonna wear his gravedigger costume. I was like, what did you
You
call
should've.
it? Your Undertaker?
The TNT grave digging?
I was like, come on, do it. That would be
It's
great.
October. It's the time of year
It's,
to
you
get a
know,
little.
Rachel sells one type of real estate, and we have a different type of real estate. You know?
Well, I feel like, with headstones, like for me, myself, like I would prefer to either be like planted in a tree or like cremated and then spread. But having a headstone, even if you're not buried there, having some place for your family members to visit, even if it's just like a memorial headstone, that's also.
And they make they make everything you can possibly imagine. Like,
I'd want a unicorn right
like,
on top of mine.
We can
you
do
could
that.
make
Done.
a unicorn.
Okay.
They could make a unicorn. They could do a picture of you riding a unicorn. I mean, seriously,
I
like
will
anything
send you
you
my
can
emblem.
imagine. I
Rock of
believe.
Ages did a full-size Mercedes-Benz limousine
Stop.
in the cemetery.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you sit in it?
So, so
No,
Jeff and
the
I did
seats are a little hard.
this video project to play like in the showroom, so when people are there like hanging out, there's like this video of all the different samples. So we spent how many hours in the cemetery together?
Yeah, I introduced Caroline to some
Days
peaceful,
and hours
really,
of
the artwork,
just in
right?
the cemetery hanging out.
That's amazing.
It was kind of
Yeah.
it was fun.
Was it a full
We
moon?
did some real
Was there a full
bonding
moon?
out there.
Was
I
there
mean, I
a
took
nice
the
moon?
drone up in the cemetery, some real creep. I mean, I was doing I got some pretty cool shots, like when it was winter and the sun was rising, like some snowy shots in the sun. That's pretty fun. And I got more of an appreciation for like the artwork of the stone and the different, I mean, I really didn't look at it that way until I spent time learning about, he was like, that's a $60,000 stone.
There's definitely true
Yeah.
art. So my dad's an artist, and like he's done sculpting, he's done paint, he's done everything across the art spectrum, and had a lot of friends who I have a big piece of marble at my parents' place that has the letters FUCK on it.
I don't
We
think
can
our
all
guy did
gather
that.
what that said. But
That's not from your shop?
I don't think that came from our shop. But I
No,
don't know.
this was up in New Jersey.
There are
This was
stranger
years
things.
ago. The artist at the time, his idea, he wanted to do supercalifragilisticexpialidocious as like an exhibit thing, but like you can, it's a real art, like carving into it and then making. It's a statue to commemorate your loved ones, yourself. Make sure that you have it set ready in your, I guess, storage unit.
But even like water fountain sculptures and like, you know, just artwork for putting your garden, all that kind of stuff. They sell all that stuff.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, once I get a yard.
Yeah, right?
Again, the
Like,
real
I
estate.
know.
Once
Yes.
we get a house to have the
One
property to
step
do
after
that.
the next, right?
Yeah. And then we'll have the gravestone on deck.
We had we do sculpting work, and you know, sometimes it's really emotional seeing what comes out of those sculptors. We had one recently where it was a husband and wife, and they were dancing, like ballroom dancing, and it's a full
beautiful.
sculpture of them. And then there's another, it's a daughter, the granddaughter passed, unfortunately, and the grandfather was a botanist, and he named a lily after her, and we carved that lily onto the stone.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's some
Yeah,
pretty
so
cool
there's-
stuff. Yeah. He showed me some of them and knew like the stories of a lot of, you know, what happened and whatever. And I was like, it was so kind of
But,
emotional
I mean,
going
it's
around the
obviously
cemetery.
very emotional,
Yeah.
somebody passing away, but
But
wanting to
what a
commemorate
beautiful way to
them.
remember them
Yeah.
and what they were about and like, yeah, so.
And then we have, you know, ones with golf clubs on them.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Whiskey glasses.
Yeah,
you
the
know,
fun-
you get
sure.
a
the
little
fun
bit of
ones,
everything.
yeah.
You
So,
get people with like a good
the
sense of humor. They're like, I
teams.
want, you know,
Oh, there was
me-
some where they were like big sports fans and it was just like a, you know.
like put me on
sport-
Tom
yeah,
Brady's
I mean,
body.
Yeah.
That's what I would
Yeah,
have.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Or Gronk.
Gronk?
Gronkowski. That was a big crush. Him and I always call him Armadillo, but that was not his name. It was like Amarillo, Armadillo. He was a
don't-
short king. He was
I
a
was
little
always a
crush way
Favre
back when.
fan. I was always after Brett.
I'm
Brett,
not a
if you're
big-
watching, Brett, if you're watching, just
All right,
Brett,
just
yes,
saying,
got
just,
you.
you know, a shirtless photo sign, just send it.
DM me. So, Jeff, thank you so much for coming on.
My
I
pleasure.
know that this was a little out of your comfort zone, but you did a really good job, and
Oh,
I'm
thank
really
you.
proud of you.
The whiskey helped. I'm
This
sure.
one- yes,
It
very
gives you a
fun.
little
Did you want to
loose.
do one more whiskey tasting before you jump off the,
Absolutely.
off the air here?
Absolutely.
All right.
All right.
Just
so-
remember, don't drink and drive. We can wait for your
No.
business.
Yeah.
And there's
We can-
also,
yeah,
you know, there's
it-
Ubers. And
Jeff's
there's
interested
other
in
things.
talking to you, but not right now.
Right.
God, I just realized what you said. It's like, we
know.
want your business, just not right now.
A lot of our customers take us for granted. I got to
The dad
Put 'em.
jokes are
The
hitting
dad
hard.
jokes,
yes.
yes.
Love it.
I needed that tonight.
get
Thanks,
these.
Jeff.
Hey, no problem.
So you
No
went to a
worries.
lot of the Alive at Fives this year, right?
Yeah, fantastic event.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Is that
Great
also
weather
a
this
little
year.
Alive at 5 being a gravestone?
No.
No, it's a
Live
happy
music.
hour. Yes.
In Frederick. So they do like a thing on Thursdays on the creek down there, live music and whatnot. So
Oh, yeah. I never go over there
haven't been
because
to it, but-
there's no bars that can buy liquor. But I found out there's a place called Union something that is a sister company to Roast House. That
Oh,
is
yeah.
going to be, so it's a venue now, and then they're going to be opening up like a full, like 7-day a week or whatever, restaurant bar
awesome.
with a whiskey focus.
Yay.
So I found out about that today.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's right next to Idiom Brewery.
Yes,
right?
yeah, they were like,
Yep.
"Hey," I was like, I
saw the
know.
sign for it. This smells like sweet, like chocolate. or
So
something.
this is part of our series that we've done. So it's not rye. So most people don't realize that how you start a whiskey is you start with beer. Not necessarily a beer that you would like, you know, pop a can open, but it's kind of like a beer porridge.
Okay.
So we have collaborated with local breweries and taken their beer, distilled it, and then barrel aged it in our used whiskey barrels.
Yum.
So this one is from
That's pretty good.
Dewclaw. This one is
That's
not available
really
yet.
different.
Oh, it's
It
not
won't be available until
Exclusive.
Black Friday.
Yet. Ooh.
So this is a
Yeah.
three different beers were put into one. So sorry, Dewclaw, I can't remember the exact. Well, I can do it that way. The exact names of them, but it was essentially like a bourbon barrel aged stout, a barley wine, and their like caramel macchiato.
Oh, it's so good.
And so they blended all three of them, distilled it, and then barrel aged it. So it's a beer whiskey.
And Evelyn, what's the name of that?
This one is Harper's Malt. So it's one of the owners or managers, essentially somebody who writes the paychecks, their dog, Harper. And so they wanted to showcase, because who doesn't love a puppy and who doesn't love whiskey, right?
Harper's Malt. That's so
Yep.
cute. I love it.
Very
Dude, that
nice.
is super yummy too.
It's
And it
really
has like
just-
a cinnamon taste or something to it, doesn't it?
So it's
Really,
very
like-
desserty without it
Yes.
being overly sweet. You just get all of those. I call them kind of like a savory sweets. So
my
you don't
grandma
get that
used to take
sugary.
ice cream and put whiskey on it. Have you ever done that?
Is your Grammy still around?
Yeah.
We should.
That is good. I have had that.
And I need to
Have you
out.
had
That
it?
sounds
Yeah.
That
delicious.
seems
That
like
is
that
very
would be
good.
so
Yeah.
good
Oh,
on
absolutely.
some vanilla ice cream. Oh my lord.
Absolutely.
Yum.
And we've done plenty of different varieties. So personally, I'm not a big like IPA fan,
Right.
but the IPAs that we've distilled and turned into our American malt whiskey or beer whiskeys are my absolute favorites.
That's super.
You get, like,
gotta
the
try
citrus
that
and
when it
everything
comes
in
out
there.
Black Friday. People, you gotta get your hands on one of that. Or is it gonna be a limited?
So it's a limited
Obviously.
release. I'm pretty sure it is nationwide. I know for sure in DC, Maryland, Delaware, and Virginia, because we're based out of Virginia, it's going to be available. I'm doing a release party
Super
at the Passenger in DC the first Thursday in December, and then the second Thursday in December, tentatively, because I just talked to Aaron over at Cafe Nola today, we're going to be doing one in Frederick. So, which is a lot easier for me.
have to be there.
We'll have to be
Yeah.
at
Give us the
that.
date.
I will send you all the information.
I will definitely wait for that. All right, Jeff,
All right.
get the fuck out of here.
Okay, I'm out of here.
All right. So
Thank you.
we're gonna take a break for a second, and then the roofing queen is gonna be here in live action. See you in a minute. Catoctin Creek was founded by Becky and Scott Harris in 2009 as the first legal distillery in Loudoun County since before Prohibition. They're located in Percival, Virginia, in the heart of Loudoun Valley. Virginia is the birthplace of American whiskey, and at Catoctin Creek they faithfully dedicate themselves to that tradition, producing Virginia's most awarded whiskey, Roundstone Rye. Catoctin describes a range of mountains and the eponymous creek, which flows picturesquely past the distillery and into Potomac River and Chesapeake watershed. The results are the finest, cleanest spirits possible, with the greatest attention to detail in every single bottle they produce. The Virginia Rye. All right. I think we're live. We're back. Sandra's here now.
Hello, Sandra.
All right, we're taking off the headphones. We are having so much fun. Sandra, the roofing queen, is in the house now. This is my girl right here. This girl and I've been drinking, but
I know now.
Get nice, warm, and fuzzy, cuddly feeling.
so Sandra is literally one of my heroes. Like, I met her and she's one of those people that just changes your life. She changes the way that you think about your potential. You know what I mean? Like, you see somebody like Sandra, you see what she's done in such a short period of time, and it's so inspiring. So to be a woman in a man's world, to be killing it, building a company from the ground up, literally,
And then building things.
and she's like, and look, this lady puts on a hard hat and drives a truck and rolls
I was waiting for the
out.
hard hat. Like
She
when she
rolls
came, I was like, "Where's
out.
the Rosie the Riveter outfit?" Like I was
It is.
expecting overalls and
Yes.
like little bandana, and just be like, "Yes," and then
No.
maybe like a glass of wine if you're not a
Not
whiskey-
tonight.
No.
I was wearing that earlier, but not
So-
tonight.
So we know that Sandra we know that you're amazing, but from your own perspective, right? What I want to, I know we've all heard a bunch of stories about you've been through a million things, and you've told so many of your stories to different platforms already. But would you share with people just a little bit of your story of where you came from and why are you doing this roofing company? Why roofing?
I feel like you're gonna start crying.
She
Like,
might. No, I mean.
do you need some gin? I think I might have some like tonic in my bag somewhere.
Sandra has, we've been building her company together, I feel like, and I'm really proud of what she's done, but I wouldn't be doing it without you.
Just so you know, guys, the roofing queen term is all her. She created a monster.
Well, she had somebody to, like, there was a reason why she put queen next to it, not just because you're a woman, but because you dominate what you're doing.
She is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, like, Brick House, the song, was it?
I'm a brick.
Was there something? Do you know them?
Brick House.
I don't know.
So
I'm just so like, I don't even know what to say. I mean, with that introduction, I'm just a regular person. I mean, I work in construction for almost 11 years now. Wow. And I did pretty much everything. Hey, I don't go up on roof. I don't do that. No. I just supervise the guys, but I know every step, what it needs to be done to put a roof. Whether it's shingles or metal or modified roofing or a recoating or a restoration, is what I do. And yes, I'm in a male-dominated business. Yes, it is.
Most of us are. Like,
yeah.
It's like, to quote the song, it's a man's world.
Yeah.
And,
No, the funny thing is when you are going to talk to this customer, and you're on the phone, and then I show up.
Yeah. I'm sure they're like, really?
This
is who I have? Some lady who's going to tell me things
I have
that
both.
I don't know?
Like, oh, nice to meet you, they welcome you. Other people is like, no.
Oh, girl, like,
some
I work in the
people-
whiskey business, so like another very
right,
male-dominated
yeah.
industry, and like I mean, it's amazing that I now get to work for a woman-owned company. So
Right.
we're all about female empowerment.
And you're
everything,
getting
but, like,
respect because of your knowledge, just like
well,
Sandra.
you gotta prove to them.
Well, you have
your
to
knowledge.
earn it.
As soon as you walk in, they're not like,
You
I'm
have
going
to earn
listen.
respect. It's not like I tell people ask me that question all the time. How do you manage all these people? It's not like, oh, hi, I'm your boss, nice to meet you, you work for me now. You have to earn that respect. You have to build it because you're working with men, with trades. It's hard. When you're a
Especially
woman,
in yours,
and
it's a very old school line of thinking.
You're a
Like, they're just
woman.
like, men do this. We build things.
And
women cook. They
if
knit.
you're a
do
woman
whatever
and you-
the stereotypes are.
Well, I think they expect her to answer the phone, but I don't think they expect her to actually show up to the job site and be there, like taking measurements.
Oh, I have
and-
reactions on that.
Yeah.
Like,
Being a
people is
woman
like,
and a woman of color going in and just
Well.
being like, I'm not just, I'm not the boss's wife. I am the boss.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that people might think, oh yeah, that roofer is your husband. No, my husband is an electrician. He works for the government. He has
Like, it's
nothing
in
to do
the-
with
yeah.
this. No,
He can put stuff in the
he
house. but,
doesn't
like,
know. I swear to God, he doesn't know anything about roofing. I'm gonna.
So you're
fix
the one
him.
who's coming in with the power tools at home. He's like, I'll like replace the light bulb, but like you're the one that's.
I just tell him, hey, this needs
Yeah.
to be changed. That's me.
But your dad was.
My dad was
construction
because I was
engineer?
going to
Yeah,
go
like, how
back a
did
little
you-
bit.
yeah.
So I was born in Lima, Peru. My father was a Spanish diplomat, and he married my mom, and we traveled a little bit, and then they decided to settle in Peru, and then he quit because as a diplomat you need to fly and move around. So he became his career as a builder. He was a civil engineer, and I remember when I was little, he took me with him to his job sites, and I guess I liked it. But then I became an accountant.
I can build things.
I
It's
like
like it's
this.
better than just the Lego blocks.
But life is an
Lincoln Logs.
unexpected journey, and I'm telling you, I became an accountant. I'm a CPA in my country, not here, but I'm an accountant, and I work in accounting.
It's amazing how things don't transition over. Like, you are in your country, but you're not here. Like, I have friends from like Ukraine and everything, and
Yeah.
thankfully they're here, not the Ukraine. But like
Right.
they a doctorate, and then they come here and they're like, nope, you got to do it all over again.
Well, life take you to places, and you just need to take it. I mean, and if you move to the U.S. or you move to Germany, you really need to assimilate the culture, and that's what I'm trying to do. I know my English sucks. I know.
No,
but,
we were talking about like it's a beautiful accent, but
Oh,
you were
thank
very easy to
you.
understand, so you're fine.
Thank you.
Please.
But it's, it could be an advantage and a disadvantage too, depending on the people. But then you said I have to reinvent myself, and that's what I did. I was in Florida for a while. I moved there in 2006, and I lived there for a while. And I moved to Frederick in 2010, and working construction since 2011. And now COVID, I got laid off.
Put the whole world upside down.
Yes,
Everything kind of changed.
and that's when I started my company. And
So what year did the company start?
But in January 2021.
Okay.
Just a year ago.
That's
And
amazing.
she's
Well, it's gonna
killing
be
it.
two.
No, she's like one of the best of the best competitors. She's in Sass
Wait,
magazine.
you
She's
won
like
the best of the best.
Well, I'm
competitors.
the finalist.
finalist.
Yes.
You basically
And
won.
then
That's for being around for a
For
year and
1
then
year.
getting to that point. That
And
is.
look, if you ask people in the area, everybody knows the roofing queen. Everyone knows Sandra.
I know. And
you
I got
put like a little crown on top of your
I
truck
literally
outside,
have
like,
a filter, and
I
I've
know,
been
this
doing
is
videos
insane.
of her with the crown filter. Yeah. I'm
No,
like,
just get it like with like a little wire, like Fairly Odd
no,
Parents
it has to
style.
be with a bling bling.
Yeah,
That would
just
be
like have it
great.
just like
Just
as
like a
you're. Yeah.
spray-
Don't
thing.
give her ideas because she's
Oh,
gonna
I'm
do
giving
it.
her all the
I
ideas.
love
Listen,
it.
as a working for a woman-owned company, like I refer to Becky as the Wonder Woman of whiskey. As far as I'm concerned, I know a lot of people will agree with me. And being a woman in construction, like as
killing it.
I drive in DC a lot,
you.
and there's a lot of construction there, and I see a lot of women working in the construction. A lot of them tend to just have like the sign
It
thing,
is
but I know.
changing. I mean, I have to say that the world is changing for women in construction. We are more, and this is it's like I'm being contacted. I'm talking to people all over the country. I just did an interview for the National Builder Association.
You did a what?
An interview
For who?
for the National Builder Association.
Say it louder. That's
Yeah,
a big
girl.
deal. That's a big deal.
So
the National Builders Association.
Yes, and we were talking about that a little bit, and we are more and more, and this is one of my goals that in 10 years by now, teenage girls, instead of doing something that they don't like, because I'm telling you, I did accounting for a while, and I was like,
You're like,
this is
I'm
not
good
for
with
me.
numbers, but like it's not
Yes,
what
but
I'm
I
born
was
and
getting
passionate about.
bored because it's like,
Like I'm too smart for this.
or you want to do something with your hands, right? Be more
or
active.
you just want to
in
go
the field.
outside and meet people. So for a lot of girls that they don't fit or they are not good with books, going to college,
That was never me.
trades, they can be trades. You can be a welder, you can be a roofer, you can be a carpenter, you can be a mechanic,
I
anything.
wish trade schools were a lot more, I guess, acceptable. So I graduated in 08 at Loudon Valley High School, right around the corner from the distillery. I know I keep bringing it back, but I went to high school right there.
Right.
And I remember like going to school and like the kids, I was only there for 2 years, but like the kids were like the trade school kids or like the dumb kids. I'm like, Mama, do you know what they're making?
Right.
All like you all
they
went to
have a
college. I didn't go to
job.
college. I got very lucky. I stayed in the restaurant industry and started working for Catoctin. Now I make at least 6 figures. Like I'm one of the lucky few. But the trade school kids, like they're making money.
Yep.
And they don't
everybody
have
else
a
who went to-
loan. And they don't have a loan.
security.
And it's
They have
just,
security.
Like all the other kids who went to school and what they went for a liberal arts degree. I'm sorry for those out there who did.
And then
Like
you
I'm
have
sure
to
I
pay-
hope you're doing well, but the majority are not making
And they have
what you
debt.
can make as a trade. Yeah. So you're definitely not making.
no, trades are something that, I mean, people should think about it. I mean, the youngest people, they should think about it. I know everybody wants to do games and IT and play with computers and whatnot, but
And you
it's
can,
not for
that's-
everybody. I mean, we need trades. We need masons. We need carpenters. We need all kind of people.
And that pride in your work and using your hands, I think a
You're
lot
like,
of
I
kids
built
once they experience that, they
Look
love
what I
it.
did.
They
I
love
did
it.
this.
Yeah,
I'm
like
driving
building
with
something.
my roofers in my truck, and then Miss Sandra, I did that, and I work on that, and it's this pride. You
Yep.
know, it's awesome. The feeling is just awesome.
Jeff knows. He's like, man, I made that headstone.
I financed the headstone.
Hey.
Did a little chisel. Well, a couple hammer
Here,
swings.
Jeff. I don't think Sandra's gonna want this. You want this last shot?
Do you want to try just a little bit of it? You might be pleasantly
Yeah.
surprised.
There you go, Jeff. There we go.
So
All right,
this
so
is
what is our last one here?
our watershed gin. So
it smells sweet.
Funny enough, Becky is not the biggest fan of at least like London dry style gin.
Okay,
so
I'm just gonna take that one that looks kind of
I
like
can give you a
water.
little one.
Little
You
tiny
can-
bit.
She's
So
trying
this
the
is
gin.
not going to be that big like juniper
I'm
bomb
a
to the
chicken,
face.
sorry.
It's not going to taste like you're, chewing on a Christmas tree pine needle.
It smells so good though.
It's very floral, lots of citrus aspects to it. So it's like a sipping gin. Very approachable. Let that burn go, get past it. I was going to say, I have tonic. I can easily open up like wherever my bed. I think it's over there.
Sandra, it's good, right?
He's like, yeah.
It does have.
Well, I was gonna say, if you wanted to, you can always like add a little water to it. So like when it comes to spirits, the great way of thinking, or I guess the comparison is, water is to spirits as air is to wine.
That was a strong.
So when you open up a bottle of wine, they want you to aerate it, let it breathe a little bit, so it allows some things to evaporate off, and it allows all those flavors to come through. When you add some water to a spirit, it allows those flavors to come out of it. So don't feel like you can't add some water or ice to
I
a
like
spirit.
drinking liquor on ice.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my favorite.
There's nothing wrong with that little bit of dilution, because again, it helps things. If you want to do a whiskey on the rocks or whiskey with ice and then some water on top,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. If
Tone
that's
it
the
down.
flavor that you're looking for, whether it's the proof that you're trying to stay away from, or if that's just what you enjoy drinking.
Yeah. I'm really just trying to cut back on calories. You know what I mean? So if I'm going to be doing something, I'd rather just drink it on the rocks and not have like juice or some added calories.
And then
to
adding
it.
water to it
Yeah,
again,
and there's no extra
elongates the flavor. Like I always say, for a cask proof, even though it's a little higher in cost, if you put a big round stone or big square stone in there,
Sip on it.
you kind of allow it to go through all the evolutions of the whiskey, and it's delicious. Like, we're not pretentious at Catoctin. We're just as long as you like it,
Yeah.
We're
Whatever,
fine with
however
that.
you want to drink it like that. Yeah.
yeah, we're happy that you're drinking it. Like, we've had plenty of people who are like, can you put Dr. Pepper in this? And Becky's like, yeah,
Sure.
yeah, that sounds delicious. Like the spice level of our rye and then Dr. Pepper, yes. Is that how you like it? That's how you like drinking it? Keep buying it. Cook with it. We don't care as long as you keep buying it.
Buy it and drink it. And so this last week we were doing video. Sorry, totally changed topics, but
No,
I
we're
was
bouncing
doing
around.
video
videos
is
with
pending.
Sandra. Yeah, no, I have to go back and get some more footage, but she just did this metal roof project for
It's a restoration project.
restoration.
It's a very special project to me because it's for Steadfast, standing firm against youth homelessness. They are restoring this old house next to the FCF property, the church. It doesn't belong to the church, but it's in the property. And they are going to shelter 7 young kids. I think they're between 18 and 22 that they're homeless. They're living in the street. So I decided to help them out with a special pricing, of course, and it's gorgeous. The way the roof
cool.
turned out, it's just like, I was almost in tears when I saw the final product.
Is it
It's
on
just-
your social media?
And I did before pictures. I'm
Okay.
gonna go get some sunset after pictures and capture something
With the drone,
Yeah,
right?
with the drone, and
It's a
beautiful.
coating. It's no metal. It's like an acrylic coating that you put on top of the metal to just
Okay.
scrap everything, clean everything, power wash, and fix all the cracks. And then on top of that, you have like a base coat and a primer, and then on top the acrylic, which you can pick the color. So it's a really thick thing like this, and it's gonna last forever. That's what we did.
That's amazing.
It's very, very exciting. It's a new thing. Well, not new, but it's different.
So if you have time or have another woman that you can send out, and I would hope it'd be you, but I want to say in November, we're doing an event over at Of Love and Regret in Baltimore.
I've heard of that.
So it's very, they have Catoctin and women owned, and we're doing a networking
Oh,
event.
nice. We can get together.
Well, we should
So,
go. Yeah.
and we'll exchange contact information
Yeah,
because
sure.
being a woman-owned company, so March, if you didn't know, you should know, it's Women's Month.
Yeah.
So
that was
I
our
am
plan.
And
Very
October is the Hispanic Heritage Month.
There you go.
So this is my month, and my birthday is on.
So I would like to invite both of you to come. I'm going to actually do the polar bear plunge for the first time this year ever. So if you want to do it, please.
When?
I'll tell you. I'll send you the dates. But
If
you
I'm
wanna
not
sign up to be
working
on my
an
team-
event.
But it's supposed to be really fun, and like Dave Hawkins from Hawkins Landscaping buys everybody drinks and dinner afterwards.
Oh,
And it's
this
like a
is-
networking thing.
Oh, okay.
It's through Coffee Connection, so it's
Yeah.
super fun. But you know, there's so many good things you can do in the community. So thank you for being that person. I love working with you because of that. And
Oh, you're so sweet.
you know, this is something. This project, this show is a fundraising effort. So let me just give a quick plug to our, you know, the purpose of what we're doing right now, raising some money, hopefully, for Platoon 22. So Platoon 22 is a program to help prevent suicide, basically. So on average, 22 veterans commit suicide a day, and Platoon 22 is a program to help support them, give them the tools they need, emotional support, mental support, help them get a job, whatever they need help with. And Platoon 22 has Platoon Outdoors, which I'm really excited about, the outdoor program, getting veterans hunting. And there's now the Veteran Services Program and the Veteran Services Center opening right here in Frederick, which is super exciting. So if you have even $5, $10 you can donate, please go to Platoon 22. Donate today if you can. And, you know, everybody here, thank you for supporting what we're doing. I hope this has been fun for you guys. I know I've had a blast. Thank you again, everyone, for coming on. We have
do a
one
little
more
cheers to the vets.
toast here for the
Thank you.
veterans.
The veterans and to the
And
women in the industry.
Thank you, Danny Farrar and Soldierfit, for letting us use the studio here to do the show. And thanks to all my guests for coming and all of our sponsors. Until next time, thank you, Venue Media, again, for producing the show. Cheers. We're out. Bye.
Bye.